Hello, everybody. My name is Alexandra Angel. I'm the program director at StepFWD, and I'm happy to welcome all of you this evening to the StepFWD 2021 Demo Day. If you're joining from the Hopin platform, we also have a couple of polls that are open to the audience, so feel free to check them out. If you're watching this on Facebook or on YouTube and want to join on Hopin, you can find the link in the event description. Now, let's begin. StepFWD is the pre-accelerator for tech startups with diverse teams, the first program of this type in Romania. Our first thanks of the evening goes to our amazing partners, Google for Startups, who supported us from the beginning for 3 years in a row, and Orange Romania, joining us for the second time. Together with our partners, we were able to build StepFWD as we envisioned it. Our mission at StepFWD is to support tech startups with diverse teams through the first stages of their growth. StepFWD aims to teach first-time founders to make meaningful connections with experienced entrepreneurs, investors, corporate partners, and industry experts, to jumpstart the business model validation process, to test assumptions and build what matters, and last but not least, to pitch without panicking. Here are some numbers summarizing our impact in the last 3 years. 41 startups joined the program and 27 graduated, including the startups that we'll be pitching today. We worked with 60 founders from 7 different countries. Out of these, 27 are female founders. We delivered over 700 mentoring hours. 5 alumni raised at least 1 investment round, and 3 alumni joined accelerator programs. And we couldn't have done all of this without the help of our mentors. We said it before, mentors make StepFWD unique. This year, 56 experienced entrepreneurs, industry professionals, and investors have offered their help generously. Mentors were involved in all the activities that we organized, from workshops to speed mentoring, pitch practice, roundtable discussions, and hands-on sessions. Continuing the concept of lead mentors that we introduced last year, in the first week of the program, we paired each startup with a lead mentor. Lead mentors have dedicated their time and their energy and helped the startups to achieve the goals they set at the beginning of the pre-accelerator. We believe that a lead mentor is like a sports coach. They train you for the match day, but it's up to you to put in the hard work and perform at your best when the time comes. A special thanks also goes to mentors who deliver the workshops and hands-on sessions on topics related to building a startup, such as customer and product development, business models, marketing, sales, startup legal mechanics, fundraising, and pitching. StepFWD is the pre-accelerator of the community, and our community partners from Bucharest, Piatra Neamț, Cluj, Iași, Oradea, and Timișoara supported us and helped us spread the word from the beginning. We have over 40 community partners, hubs, tech communities, entrepreneurial communities, and students' organizations. And with their help, we were able to promote the program and attract some amazing startups. And another thanks goes to Startup Pro, our main media partner. Of course, StepFWD is a team effort, and I am proud to be part of such a committed team. The core of the team are JJ and Liviu, and as program managers, they put in a lot of effort to make sure everything runs smoothly. We also have Daniel, co-founder at Tech Hub Bucharest and managing partner at StepFWD. And finally, a thank you goes to Adriana, community manager at Tech Hub Bucharest, for lending us a helping hand when we needed it most. But who are the startups that have been through the StepFWD third edition? 10 teams have joined the program in September, and 8 teams will be pitching today and graduating from the program. But before moving on to the pitches, I would like to invite our partners and a special guest on the virtual stage. We will start with Dan Oroș, Head of Marketing for Google and YouTube in Romania. He will say a few words about Google for Startups.
Hi, everyone. I'm not going to talk too much because I think everyone is very excited to see the startups. So I'll just share a few words about Google for Startups. First of all, what is Google for Startups? It's our initiative through which we bring the best of Google's products, connection, and best practices to enable startups to build something better. And we have three main offerings. One is Google Connections and Partnerships, such as the one that we have with StepFWD. Second one is Google Products. And third one is Google Best Practices. How can we bring the best practices from Google to help startups grow much faster? And for those of you who are interested, we have a startup.google.com. That's a website where you can find all the information about everything that we provide to startups in each phase of their development, from start to build and to grow. So feel free to go there and learn more about what we're doing. Now, going back to StepFWD, for me personally, it's a real pleasure to be here on the third consecutive year. Unfortunately, only the first time we were able to meet face-to-face, and the last two editions were online. But it's still great to be able to connect with everyone and see the amazing startups that went through the program. I also got the chance to participate in a mentorship session. So I'm very excited to see the pitches. And I want to congratulate Steph for doing something that's very amazing on the local ecosystem, which is supporting more diversity. And I think this is very, very needed, both in the CE startup ecosystem, but also in Romania. So we at Google for Startups contributed to a report this year it's called Funding in the CE Region Through the Lens of Gender Diversity and Positive Impact. And it turns out actually that women funded startups raised only 1% of the investment. 5% went to mixed gender founding teams, while all men teams raised 94%. This is in 2020. So in total, investment to startups, only 6% of investment to startups went into teams that have at least one woman co-founder. We think we can do better than that. And this has been the case not just in 2020, but in the last 5 years, the number has been 1 or 2 or 3%, so quite low. And I think the work that StepFWD is doing is extremely important in this direction, because we truly believe that if you do not intentionally, deliberately, and proactively include, you will unintentionally exclude. And that's why we're very excited about StepFWD missions, about the work they're doing, and we hope that to contribute to making the startup ecosystem a more diverse ecosystem. And it's not just about startups. It's about how we do marketing, how we build products, because we believe it's very important that the marketing campaigns that we're doing, that the products that we're building reflect the world that we live in. And they're inclusive. And that's why we also launched a hub called Inclusive Marketing that's available for everyone that's trying to build more inclusive marketing, more inclusive programs, and more inclusive products. So I would recommend everyone that's interested in this to check all in .withgoogle.com. In the end, I just want to thank again the StepFWD program for giving us the opportunity to support. And last but not least, to wish best of luck to all the startups pitching tonight. I'm sure a lot of you are nervous, but I think it's going to be great. It's a great experience. And I hope you got the most out of this program. And I hope to see you again at the next program or at the next investment round. So best of luck to everyone.
Thank you so much, Dan, for your support and for the kind words. It's much appreciated. Now, let's welcome Monica Obogeanu, Startup Program Manager at Orange.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Alexandra, for the introduction. And thank you to all the StepFWD team for organizing this program, for selecting such wonderful startups, and of course, for pushing the main topic why we are here tonight, for pushing diversity in founding teams for startups, which is, in our opinion at Orange as well, very important thing to do. And I love what Dan said. If you don't intentionally include, then you will unintentionally exclude. And this is something that female founders and diverse founders really need. As indeed, we are looking at a gap that needs to be filled. And if we have different psychological typics to say, this is a good thing to do intentionally for now, until we learn more, us as women or as people from other backgrounds, to step up, to understand that we are valuable, that different perspectives are valuable, and this really in the end does translate into good business practices, right? So I will pitch my job at Orange as Startup Programs Manager, just to show the teams that we have been mentoring for the past weeks that we know where they're going, what they're going through this evening. It's not easy. Doing this online is a bit strange. Maybe we get accustomed to it, but not really, honestly. So I'll try to share my screen just a little bit to tell you a bit about what we are doing at Orange in working with startups. So my main concern in Orange is the Orange Fab Acceleration Program, which is a program designed to help Orange as a big company work with innovative startups. We do this because, again, it makes business sense for us, as we mainly provide connectivity services as well as other types of products, of course, to business in the IoT area, in the cloud, in the security area, in B2C as well, with value-added services. But we know that us as a big company can only create useful products so far. So it's really important that the innovative startups out there, that the digital talents can leverage the connectivity that we provide by creating more and more valuable products to the end users. And we do this. We've started doing this as the Orange Group in the Silicon Valley in 2013, when the first Orange Fab program was launched. It has spread throughout the world, as you can see. We started in Romania in 2017, but we are currently, as Orange Fab programs, present in 18 countries, basically across the globe. This helps us to work well with startups in Romania, and once we have success stories here, to be able to leverage this network effect to support startups to go international. And of course, to bring interesting products to our clients in Romania as well from startups from other countries. This is only part of our open innovation initiatives in Orange. Orange Fab as a startup acceleration program was completed this year with the launch of the Open Lab in Bucharest, the 5G Lab, which again offers for free to selected startups access to the newest technologies to build the products that will improve our customers' lives tomorrow. We have, through Orange Educational Program, we are running educational efforts, we are involved in research programs, and of course, we are in close contact with our clients to understand their needs and what they need to be built so that it can best serve their needs. We do all this encapsulated in the digital inclusion strategy for the Orange Group. So again, StepFWD makes a lot of sense for us. It's a pleasure to be involved in this. For me personally, StepFWD is each year an opportunity to learn from startups. I love what you're doing with the lead mentors approach, because the startup that I select in each year and that I get to work close with over a period of time offers me the opportunity to build a relationship with them, to have the opportunity to share more in depth what I know from the market and from my experience, but I get also to learn a lot from their perspective as well. So again, Good luck to all the startups. I'm looking forward to seeing your pitches tonight. I know you all will do great because you are well prepared. You have been working very hard on the past weeks. And this is it from my part. I hope that we, at least with some of you, will get to work together in the Orange Fab program as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Monica, for the kind words and for your perspective as a lead mentor. Now, final presentation before the pitches. We have a special guest, Ciprian Borodescu, ex-founder and CEO at Morphol and currently head of Algolia, Romania, who is going to talk about a subject very dear to his heart, entrepreneurial leadership.
I think this is the first time I'm introduced on stage by you, so thank you for that, Alexandra, and for everything you're doing in the Romanian startup ecosystem via StepFWD. Today, I want to tell you 3 real stories about the ups and downs of founding a startup, building a team, and growing a business. There's a lesson in each of these stories, and my aim for this presentation is not to provide you with more answers, as it's usually the case with these kinds of presentations, but for you to have more and deeper questions about why you're doing what you're doing, who's it for, and what's it for. The first story on listening is about a charismatic young woman who recently left behind her well-paid job in a multinational corporation to start her own business. She always believed that the knowledge she got from working at the corporation would come in handy when founding her own startup. She always dreamed of being in control of her fate, waking up in the morning and not having anyone to tell her what to do. Because she enjoyed working with others, it wasn't hard for her to put together a small team and crank up their first MVP. Being charismatic, a people's person, and having the sales experience which she acquired from her previous job, she was confident that selling their product wouldn't be an issue. And so she was comfortable financing their first few months out of her own savings. 6 months into the project, things started to unfold in a ravaging manner. The MVP was at their 3rd iteration, and prospects were not yet convinced of the value they'll get out of their product. As a consequence, very few customers were willing to take the leap of faith and pay for it. They only had money for another 6 months and desperately needed the revenue. On top of all, one of her team members got a job offer at a respectable company, and he was seriously considering leaving the newly formed startup. She felt stuck, she didn't know what to do, and summoned all the courage that she could gather to call her mentor, with whom she hadn't actually spoken in a while. On one hand, she felt bad about it, but desperately needed the advice. Phone rings, and there it is, the most calming "hello dear" she heard in months. After catching him up to the situation, she almost felt out of breath, but still wanted to go on. The mentor would listen. She described how she wanted to start fundraising as a way to finance their startup, how the beta can be launched sooner with the few customers that they had, and how she could hire more people to scale the operations. The mentor would still listen. She goes on to talk about her vision for the next 5 years and how their competitors are doing things in the wrong way, even if they're better funded. And then she paused for a moment. About 5 seconds of awkward silence settled between the two. "What do you think?" she finally asks. The mentor takes another 5 seconds and then asks her, "What does your team think about all of this?" "My team?" she rhetorically asks in a lower, almost shameful tone. "I did not ask them. How many times have we all been in a similar situation where we thought we had things in our control, that our team is just there to silently execute our orders, and just because we're the founders, the solution must obviously come from us? Aren't we all guilty of inflicting the same mentality onto ourselves and others? As a founder, you're supposed to always have an answer. That's the norm. This is so ingrained in our DNA that instead of always parroting answers left and right to this and that investor, to this and that customer, we forget to slow down, to stop this maddening rush, and become the ones who listen. Ancient philosopher Epictetus said 2,000 years ago, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Here we are in 2021, all seeking attention by talking, yelling, and always being on or having something to say just about anything. What about slowing down and asking others for help and actually listen to what they have to say? Not so that you can answer back. Are you afraid that your silence will cause people to not like you? Then talk if you must, but ask questions and listen some more and see how you like others for a change instead of them liking you. So have the patience to listen more and talk less. Our story continues with the same charismatic young woman who, after talking with her mentor, gathered her team, presented the problem, and asked the team, "What do you all think we should do?" It felt like the longest 5 seconds of quiet in her life. Then the awkward silence got interrupted by the most unexpected team member of them all, the one that considered leaving the startup. He started asking questions about what customers were saying and challenging how interviews were conducted. Other team members would answer and offer their perspective on ways they could approach the customer interviews differently. They even suggested things to consider in the new iteration of their product. Pivoting was another strategy that was discussed. Everything was on the table. And what was initially scheduled to be a 1-hour meeting stretched over 3 hours, and pizzas were ordered. Nobody wanted to stop, and they kept going. During all this time, the hero entrepreneur of the story just witnessed in awe the miracle that happened. Her team was throwing ideas back and forth, most of which she didn't even know were possible. She caught herself asking questions because she genuinely needed to understand, to learn how to do things better or differently. She concluded that her team knew more about their competitors than herself and was ashamed to admit that she mostly disregarded them instead of learning from them. Such is the power of listening. You do that to understand the other party, be it a teammate, a customer, or even a competitor. To learn about them, about external things, or even about yourself. It takes patience to listen, but it takes humility to learn. Being humble doesn't mean you're thinking less about yourself. It means thinking about yourself less, thinking about others more. How can you have an impact on those around you so that in return they have an impact on others? It's the give first mentality or the servant leadership mindset. It means looking at your competitors as worthy rivals, someone that you can learn from, that you can respect even when you meet them on the battleground. But being humble is the last thing that crosses our minds when we think about a founder, entrepreneur, or investor. What's the image that we have in our minds when we think about them? It's the go-getter, right? That person that always has an answer, an opinion, no matter the topic, not showing any vulnerability. We see that in sports, in politics, in business. Everywhere we celebrate aggressiveness, the iron fist, the stick, and we consider the carrot as being for weaklings. Mental health is for spoiled brats, as I've heard an investor saying recently. I think that's hypocritical and toxic. Do not mistake that for confidence. That's impulsiveness, recklessness, and cockiness. That's shallow, and it can and will affect your decision making. Looking down on people, customers, competitors, that's short-term thinking. It's about winning a battle today and perhaps tomorrow, but it's losing the war. Instead, confidence is when you have the courage to say, I don't know. I don't know the solution to this problem, but I'm willing and able to take this challenge and see it through. I may not have all the information today. I may not have all the answers now, but I believe that I can do it. I believe that my team can do it. And you don't have to be loud to be confident. In fact, confidence can be quiet sometimes. Confidence is not something that you're born with. None of us are, but it's something that you can learn. As the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. It's hard for us to be what we cannot see. Being humble is to realize that our victories depend upon other people, while being confident is taking action on something that we don't feel comfortable with. So learn to be humble and to be confident. Our story ends with the same charismatic young woman who, after 3 years of grinding, she managed to grow the company to a decent size. Revenue was no longer an issue, and they were getting ready for their first major financing round. Then, global pandemic strikes. All of a sudden, mayhem everywhere. We all felt it last year, so we can understand how our entrepreneur felt. She's previously been told that building a startup is hard, one of the most difficult things she'll probably do in her life. That 1 out of 10 succeed, and still she embarked on this journey. It's 1% luck and 99% hustle, they said. Except with a pandemic, it became much harder, 10 times harder. She got angry and internally declared her disapproval. Her plans have been thwarted by the COVID-19 crisis. It's so unfair, it's so frustrating, it's just not right. But as much as she desired, she couldn't alter reality. Again, she called upon her mentor, who became their advisor in the meantime. While talking to him, she suddenly realized how much of what she was doing was out of her control. That other people, her team, are affected by the crisis as well, and they might need her help now more than ever. Reality is a stubborn thing, so you must embrace it, her advisor said. So first, she summoned the team and assured everyone that they have the money to pay the salaries for at least another 12 months. Nobody is getting laid off. Survival is the name of the game now. They needed to reflect and adapt, to go back to the drawing board and think of the impact they can have and want to have with their business during or post-crisis. Long-term thinking is to be their mantra now. Second, she's starting having conversations with all their customers. Not business or commercial conversations like she used to have, but personal, meaningful ones, showing genuine care about the people she was talking to. Yes, a few customers froze their accounts, others canceled, but most of them continued using their product. 9 months later, by the end of 2020, things started to shift in a major way. Instead of them looking for funding, as it was the case at the beginning of the year, investors were flocking to learn more about their company with the purpose of investing. Her courage and confidence to do what she knew was right, even when everything around her crumbled, was critical. As a result, her business is in a unique position to take advantage of everything that happened the past year. At the same time, she realizes that it's less about something that they did that caused the change and more about the world changing around them. The story of our charismatic young entrepreneur ends here, but ours, mine, and yours continues. What will you make of it? As we could learn, working hard is not enough. Timing is key. Luck is real. But all of this, without the courage to lead through hardships, is meaningless. Leadership is an inside game. You need to first lead yourself before leading others. You need to take responsibility for your own actions, not blaming others. You need to be brave in the face of adversity and lead by example, not run away and hide. It's not my fault, it's not my problem, don't blame me. These are not phrases that can exist in your vocabulary. None of us are courageous all the time, but there are key moments when the choices that you make you. No, I won't agree to that term sheet. No, you're not the right partner for us. No, I won't give up. Train yourself to do the right things, not the easiest things. And I promise you, saying no today leaves room to saying yes to something better tomorrow. But you have to carry your own weight in this world, not having someone else carrying it for you. As the Stoic philosopher Seneca said, if you have passed through life without an opponent, no one can ever know what you're capable of, not even you. As a founder, you might feel alone at times. Learn to listen and listen to learn from others, and you will not be alone. Be welcoming to the roller coaster of entrepreneurship. Turn to your why and lead. And remember, leadership is not about satisfying your ego. It's not about the job title you write on your LinkedIn profile. It's the respect and influence you have without all of that. Build a team of leaders around you in your startup and empower them to be brave, confident, and humble. That foundation is what will make you succeed. In closing, I want to invite you, the StepFWD class of 2021, my fellow entrepreneurs, my comrades. Let's all have the patience to listen more and talk less. Learn to be humble and confident, and have the courage to lead. Thank you.
Thank you, Ciprian, for the thoughtful presentation. There's definitely a lot to unpack from it. So thank you for that. Now let's begin the first batch of presentations. We're going to have 4 pitches before moving to a short networking break. For those of you joining from Hopin, we're going to have a poll at the end of each presentation. And these are questions that startups need help with, so please help them with your feedback.
Cleverit is the perfect example of a startup with a meaningful enough mission to motivate founders, but also partners and customers. They have proven the most important skill required when starting a new venture, the ability to validate product and business without actually building a product. I think they have all the ingredients to make this big. Plus, they have very cool branding. Looking forward to the pitch. Good luck, guys.
Hello everyone! Imagine that you have a restaurant and everything goes well, but in the end of each day you have to throw away food. And now here we do not talk about expired food, we talk about good food that you have to throw away. Besides, that is bad for your business, it's more worse for the environment. The sad truth is that in Romania, daily 6,000 tons of food are wasted, 49% of it only in retail and Horeca, which produces daily 8 million euros losses. That's why we need to come up with a solution. And our solution is Cleverit. Cleverit is a digital platform which helps restaurants to reduce the food waste by selling the surplus food in the end of the program as surprise menus to end customers. So restaurants can make profit by selling the surplus food, and customer can enjoy fresh and affordable food from their favorite stores. And all this together will lead to a better planet with less waste. To validate the idea, we launched a Facebook group, which in the present have more than 7,000 members and 23 partners. Our people, in order to get the food, they only need to check their favorite stores, to reserve the number of the menus, and then to go and pick up the food in the given time chosen by the restaurant. By now, we managed to save 4,000 meals, which is equivalent of more than 1 ton of food, and 46,000 crowns, money and food which otherwise would end up in the trash. Only this month, in November, we estimate a growth of 180%. When it comes about competition, in Romania, our competitors are Munch and Bonap, and the biggest competitors internationally are Too Good To Go and Karma. But we are going to do it differently than them. Right now, we are in talks with key partners, including NGOs and authorities, which are going to help us to create an entire ecosystem which is going to reduce significantly the food waste in Romania. Our business model is simple. We charge a commission on each menu sold throughout our app, and this month we will have a month revenue of 1,000 euros. The total available market in Romania is about 60,000 locals, but we aim to reach 50,000 of them, which represent the early adapters of our concept, and the average with the average revenue of 2 euros on each local daily, we are going to have a fiscal value of 46 million euros, and we are going to save each year 6,000 tons of food. Our future plans are to launch the app very soon and to expand to Brașov, Bucharest, Arad, and Bihor by the end of this year. Our team is made by 2 co-founders with background in marketing, which helped us a lot to build up the community and to gather around the people to reduce the food waste. Beggy is our CTO, and our 2 new freshest members are Călin Ile, which is manager of IBIS, and Nasim Aburjala, which is member of Global Shapers Romania. So in the end, we announced that we look for an investment. We need 200,000 euros in order to achieve our goals and to go all over Romania by the end of the next year. Thank you so much for your attention.
One of the most important skills that an entrepreneur can have is to be open-minded and be able to adapt. Throughout the program, GoPostly have proven again and again that they have this skill in spades. It was a pleasure working with them. Without further ado, I give you GoPostly.
GoPostly, an advanced mobile application which provides a way for tourists to buy and arrange shipping of products directly from stores. We practically connect tourists with shops and couriers worldwide. We travel a lot, and many times we wanted to buy products during the travel. It was not possible because of the wait or eventually problems we can have to the airport. Let me give you an example. You travel and you just find a great copper vase. You want to buy it, but you can't because it has too much weight. Another example, you find a painting framed. You want to buy it, but again you can't because it has too much volume. Our solution is to buy the product plus shipping fees in the store, and they will manage sending your product using our application at a discounted fee and at a scheduled date. Our application is very easy to use for shops and for tourists. Just open on your app map and you will find pinpoints with all shops available in your area. If you travel for a long time, you just need to mention to the shop estimated time when you will come back home and they will send your package later. This is how you can also send very nice gifts from your travel to your family and friends. Now we are in the MVP phase and we implemented a pilot on 11 shops from Romania and Brașov. And this is how we find first results, where tourists are come from, what they buy, and especially we find a pattern about the package weights for every 20 shipments. We are in a 62 billion euro spent by tourists buying products when travel around EU countries. And this makes us targeting the 10 billion euros of shippable products who can be delivered using GoPostly app. The use of mobile phones for travel apps, booking accommodation, flights, taxi or ordering foods has all become very common nowadays. This combined with the new shipping technologies make now the best moment to launch our application. GoPostly, it's a B2C premium application with a marketplace business model. We have 3 streams of income. First and most important is commission from couriers. But we have also implemented a premium membership for shops with an annual recurring payment, and we developed a country-targeted advertising system. Briefly about other companies. Technically, our app is composed by 2 parts. First one is courier aggregator. There are companies who are doing only this, like Alpaca in Romania, EasyShop UK, and they are doing well. Also, others like InnoShip has developed on a targeted market. For them, it's software integration. Our targeted niche is human interaction, eye to eye, from tourist to shop. And right now, we are the only one doing this. For US market, there is a luggage forward company, but they only deliver luggage for North America from home to destination and back. We are Cosmina and Victor, a team of 2 co-founders with all necessary skills and complementary marketing and tech, with a personal network in place so we can launch in all EU countries plus Turkey in 2022. First, it's gonna be Portugal and Romania in January, and from that moment we are ready for a 100,000 euros investment for a rapid expansion in the first 3 EU countries. We are GoPostly and we welcome you to join us on our business journey. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure spending the last weeks with Ovidiu and Virgil, discussing and analyzing how client communication can impact the bottom line of your company. Now let's watch together their pitch. ClientZen.
Hey everyone, my name is Ovidiu and I'm the co-founder of ClientZen. And our story begins in 2014 when we founded a software agency that doubled in size every year. And the reason why that happened was that half of our revenue were from referrals and upsells. And we understood quite fast that happy clients are a critical part in any growth strategy. So we started to measure it. And measuring the client happiness in B2B is intrusive and time-consuming. Often the gut feeling is the only tool used for understanding the client. But no matter how you measure it, the communication is the number one reason why projects fail. So this is where we want to help. We want to provide the real-time happiness insights that turn the client relationship into a success. We want to do this non-intrusive with zero effort on all the sides. And our solution will provide a real-time data-driven happiness score together with early signals of unhappiness, of upsell opportunities, and churn prevention. How it works? Basically, once you sign up to our platform, all you have to do is plug in the communication platforms, add the clients that you want to analyze, and our solution will give you a real-time happiness score and communication insights. And to better understand this, we can look at a case study where we actually prevented a client from churning. So it all started with an overall happiness score that was decreasing. We looked at the client timeline and we were able to understand the cause for the unhappiness. We address a 3 billion market. So we started with small agencies because that's where we identified the problem first. The plan being to move into medium and large size agencies and then go beyond, go into the SaaS B2B customer support. The overall market is expanding and our plan is to tackle 20% of that. The competition usually focuses on forms and on NPS score surveys that basically no one fills in. Our solution wants to do this real time in a convenient way without any intrusion on all sides. In terms of revenue, we offer monthly and annual subscriptions. Basically, we have different plans and different packages with a cost per user linked to that. And together with my team, we have over 10 years of working together experience in tech startups. We also have a previously funded startup, and we have a deep understanding of the market. Together, we want to build on our vision, which is to turn clients into the tool that B2Bs rely on for client happiness intelligence, to offer client profiling, live communication assistance, and pain points benchmarking. And in order to do that, we launched an MVP a few months ago. We started to onboard our first users, and we've experienced an 80% conversion rate from demo to activation. We are working closely with 3 pilot projects, 3 agencies that help us refine and improve our product. Our next steps are to onboard more users, turn them into paying customers, and to look for our first round of investment in the next 6 months. In terms of the investment, we are looking to raise 480,000. That, together with the 60,000 secured from the founders, would help us take our vision one step further. I would like to thank you very much, and please feel free to get in touch. Thank you.
Salutare de la 2000 de metri altitudine. M-am gândit că aici e cel mai bun punct de a recomanda echipa Polymorph, pentru că în 2 cuvinte, experiența cu ei de-a lungul sesiunilor de office hours aș descrie-o la înălțime. Sunt o echipă care în primul rând rezolvă o problemă pe care omenirea o creează, dar o are și o problemă destul de importantă. De-a lungul sesiunilor mi-au demonstrat că au capacitate de execuție, își fac temele, avansează de la o săptămână la alta și chiar se concentrează pe a rezolva problema în sine. Iar soluția se adaptează în funcție de problemă și de nevoile clienților. Mult spor, succes și avem nevoie de voi să creșteți mari!
Hello, my name is Chia Project Polymorph. Wrong disordered way. That we tackle is know about is that last year because we just to stop and manage it. But more specifically, we had that recycle in a yellow bin like is 70% with other construction which makes us an incur for
Salutare de la 2000 de metri altitudine. M-am gândit că aici e cel mai bun punct de a recomanda echipa Polymorph, pentru că în două cuvinte, experiența cu ei, de-a lungul sesiunilor de office hours, aș descrie-o la înălțime. Sunt o echipă care în primul rând rezolvă o problemă pe care omenirea o creează, dar o are și o problemă destul de importantă. De-a lungul sesiunilor mi-au demonstrat că au capacitate de execuție, își fac temele, avansează de la o săptămână la alta și chiar se concentrează pe a rezolva problema în sine. Iar soluția se adaptează în funcție de problemă și de nevoile clienților. Mult spor, succes și avem nevoie de voi să creșteți mari!
It seems that we're having some issues connecting with Christian, so we're going to attempt to reconnect. Yeah, so stay tuned.
I want to present to you our project Polymorph. We do automatic detection of wrongly sorted waste. And the problem that we tackle is one that surely all of us here know about, is that plastic pollution increases year by year because we as a civilization do not have the proper tools and processes to manage plastic after it is being used and turns up into pollution. But more specifically, what we have seen by going on the field in Timișoara, Cluj, and Bucharest is that in a yellow bin where recyclables should be placed, like plastic, aluminum, and carton, 70% of the time it is being contaminated with other materials like construction waste, biodegradables, and others, which incurs a huge business problem for waste collectors. They have to put it on the landfill, which is quite costly, or they have missed on the opportunity to give them a second life by selling them further and recycling them. So we have come on their behalf with our solution, which is a harder and softer product, which is installed on each waste collecting truck. And through it, we see exactly what's inside the yellow bin at its unloading. So by inspecting it with computer vision, we see exactly where contamination has occurred. And this gives them the power to manage their processes and also gives feedback for the waste generators. The competition focuses mostly on the third step, the waste collecting plant, where the waste ends up after it's being collected, but many times it is so contaminated that you cannot process it. So we have the ability to give this instant feedback and also offer the visibility for waste collectors. You can see here some instances of bin unloadings in Timișoara and also our product on the left. And this actually is a hard problem. This incurs this needs the technology of computer vision and some hardware which is really specialized in this. But surely we have, as a civilization right now, all the tools in order to make it work. We have so far implemented 6 of our systems, as you can see here on the left, in Timișoara, Cluj, in Timișoara, Arad, and Lugoj. And we are in the stage of validating our MVP. We gather data and we analyze them right now, but we're also in good discussions with Hamburger Recycling and Remote Holding, and we want to expand to the other cities in the country. Our business model is a license fee per each data collection point, so per each waste truck. And also this includes the installation and maintenance, also by reporting and the data provided for business decisions. The market is growing for waste collectors because waste generators offer more waste and more products are placed on the market. But more specifically, the European market is really growing, and there are a lot of players in waste collecting sector. For us, the next months will mean covering the entire fleet in Western Romania, also improving our systems through infrared, ultraviolet, and audio detection. And we also want to expand inclusion Radia with freemium versions to prove our capability. This, all in all, gives a huge impact in the European market. And we want to save 4% of plastic materials by going to the landfill. This sums up to 60 million tons, and this is a huge number for all Europe, and we want to do this by 2027. Our team is specialized is comprised of engineers, but also business people, and I really have the confidence that we are the A team in order to make this product work. Thank you so much, and if you have any leads or for waste collecting companies or any suggestions, we're really open to that. Thank you so much.
This concludes our first presentations batch, so pretty cool, right? Before going to the second batch, we're going to have a 20 minutes networking break on Hopin. So if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube and want to join on Hopin, you can find the link in the live description. We'll be back here at 7:20 for the second part of the presentations. See you soon.
Hi everyone! If you are thinking about new ways of improving your mental health, discover yourself, or meditate, you should take a look at Bright Living Project and their model of business. During the StepFWD program, as a mentor, I met a wonderful, coachable, determined and focused team, of which I'm sure we will hear in the next years. Good luck!
Hi everyone! Before we begin, I invite you to do a short practice together. Why don't we all come back to this moment and relax our bodies completely? Let's relax our shoulders and move our attention to our breath. Now let's all take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, fully arrive back from your break. And now we're ready to start. I'm Emma, and the last 6 years have been life-changing for me. I used to have asthma, I used to have anxiety, and all kinds of diseases. And when I discovered meditation and yoga, everything for me changed. And so did the lives of so many people, hundreds of people that I've worked with. What I realized throughout the years is that anxiety and depression is all around us, and this is also what the stats are showing. Even more people nowadays are stuck at home. They're unable to go to the yoga studio. They're unable to meet together. And as a meditation and yoga teacher, I felt like I have a responsibility. After years of practicing one-on-one with people, with groups, and physical presence, I decided to found Bright Living and bring it to a digital form. This is how our platform was born. We now have over 30 sessions of meditation and yoga practices that people can buy and access anytime they want in Romanian, English, and in Romanian language and in English also. And we have launched over the past year 2 courses that have generated for us a revenue of 35,000 euros. This for us was an amazing way to validate that people are eager and willing to practice using recorded materials. So that now we are very confident to increase our business model to a full access yearly subscription with even more yoga and meditation practices, with an online community, with the option to filter your content, to filter according to the time that you want to practice, the duration, to your level. So we're looking at a database of 3.5K users by the end of this year, and 8K users by the end of 2023, also with a mobile app, targeting, as I said, the Romanian and European market, because we really want to bring people this opportunity to access quality content anytime. Who are we addressing? We're addressing people who have high performance, high pressure jobs, who maybe have families, who want to bring a little bit of peace into their minds, and who want to become more productive, more settled. Our research shows that there are 3 million people just in Romania in our market, and this gives us a potential of 1.9 million euros for this market. Many of the clients that we work with are employees, so we're looking at the B2B market also with a market of an audience of 1 million people with a target potential of 4.8 million. So you might say that there are so many apps out there already targeting mental health and inner peace, and there are, and they're amazing. There's Headspace, Balance, Calm, and so many others. But what they don't do is that they don't cover well the Romanian market, where we discover that there's huge potential. And this is where we step in with video content, with support of the teacher, but as well as the community, with amazingly recorded sessions, and also with diverse practices such as yoga, meditation, and breathwork, which, by the way, is underrepresented. And we also bring this scientific approach to the practice because we love geekiness, and so do our clients. I'm Emma. I'm a 500 hours yoga teacher trainer. I'm a 6 times certified meditation therapist, and I have 9 years experience in startups and NGOs as a communication specialist. And my partner, Christian, is an award-winning photographer and filmmaker. And together with our beautiful team of partners, we have already launched such beautiful products with Bright Living and planning to move forward. This is our ask, and in the next 6 months, we are planning to use this to build our app, to build an even better platform for ourselves. And as you can see, all this, most of this ask of our investment will be going into software and app development. If you feel drawn to our mission, if you feel that you can contribute, do send us an email, and thank you so much for your time.
Hiring DNA is a young and very ambitious team who managed to develop a secret sauce that innovates an industry that is very crowded and very difficult, but in great need of innovation: human resources. For me, in the past weeks, it was a pleasure to work with them, and I'm very confident that they will succeed in what they're planning to do.
Hi, my name is Radu Teodor, and I'm going to present you a new way to hire. But first, let's explore the situation. We operate in a job market where hiring lasts for months. The costs are huge. Hundreds of candidates apply for the same position, and yet we always want the best candidate for our organization. In today's recruitment, as you know, hiring can take so long. So many candidates apply for the same job, and it is so difficult to find the right guy. In essence, hiring is really slow, expensive, and biased. The solution to these problems is to redefine the way we hire. With hiring DNA, companies can hire faster than ever, they can reduce costs, but most importantly, they can always get the best candidate. Our solution, powered by AI, provides a deep understanding of the candidates, which is enhanced by an ever-growing ecosystem, automation, lie detection, and more. We are targeting companies with a high employee volatility that need to hire fast and improve their retention rate. For this reason, we have introduced customizable modules for each organization. From psychological testing to candidate filtering, Hiring DNA offers a wide range of on-demand modules to improve each process. Companies can configure their hiring process in a few clicks using drag and drop to choose their modules and step. It's that easy. One of the most important modules is the ranking, improved with artificial intelligence. We create the career DNA of each candidate from over 30 indicators, and then we match it with the company DNA. As for the progress of the last months, we managed to increase our team to 3 people. We adjusted our product doing customer discovery in Switzerland, Romania, and UK, and we managed to secure 2 trials. Who is Hiring DNA? Hiring DNA is a team of dedicated people who have excelled in their field and want to build a feature together. From CEO to developers, our team has all the elements needed to build a new way to hire. As for the solution, we thrive by finally coming with a complete one that does not lose data or time and focuses on speed and getting the best candidate each time. The market for 2025. We got our data from Statista and Technavio, so we could determine an accurate market evaluation. Therefore, the serviceable market in Romania for AI hiring software has a cap of only 1 million, but massively grows for international markets. Thank you for your attention, and if you know someone that is hiring a lot, let them know about Hiring DNA. Thank you.
Hi everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce the next startup pitch, the team that I've been mentoring for the past couple of weeks in StepFWD. This is a team that has a great experience and knowledge of the industry they're in, but they have had to learn the startup frameworks in the past couple of weeks. I've seen them apply these in real life to better understand how they can position themselves on the market and how they can best serve their future users. Let's hear from Underdog Station.
Hello and welcome to the wonderful world of indie music, the one created by self-made artists without the help of distribution of the major record labels. I'm Victor Mihailescu, your guide in this musical universe. At the start of this year, I assembled a team of music lovers that together have more than 40 years of music industry experience. We worked together as artists, started our own indie music label, or promoted the music we love, being active parts of the indie music community. Together, we set out to fill a gap in the world of music entertainment, to create an online platform that plays and promotes independent musicians 24/7. Why did we do that? Well, we felt that there is a disconnect between indie music makers and their audience. Nowadays, new music discovery happens once a year at dedicated festivals or at home at the hands of algorithms that mainly follow the status quo, offering no surprises to the listeners. Our solution is to build a community-driven platform, starting with artists who supply us with their creations. We then curate and playlist the content and package it into a 24/7 live stream and news platform that's easy to navigate. We contact Romanian artists to participate in our catalog with their music videos. Sadly, not everyone has music videos, but we found a way around that. We got inspired from already acclaimed YouTube lo-fi channels and went to local animation studio Vână to make 4 unique loopable illustrations that switch by music type. The end result? We started building our lore and a unique visual identity, sporting retro sci-fi looks, a so-called safe space for us to interact and share our views, with our underdog mascot as the center point. The response was astounding. In the last 8 months, we basically onboarded almost the whole indie music community, 185 Romanian musicians, getting rave responses and content from 97% of them. All the local labels welcomed our initiative. Then we partnered up with visual effects production studio SafeFrame, the only studio of its kind in Eastern Europe, and held a virtual concert from our spaceship with one of the most known local pop rock bands, Robin and the Backstabbers. That day, the ratings toppled 2,500 unique visits. Our platform has been up and running since. We have a dedicated website and integrated Discord as our live chat platform to keep users connected and gather valuable feedback. The community is the basis of everything we do. We showed our troubles and progress along the way and invited them to test it out. The community shaped the looks and functionalities of the platform in the most involved way possible. We are in a unique position to offer live music content adding the visual dimension. And here's a fun fact. 60% of all online bandwidth is video related. It seems crazy to us not to tap into that. Plus, we actually talk with our artists and community, making this a two-way street and promoting diversity, discovery, and inclusiveness. The worth of the local indie music industry was about $30 million in 2019, split between more than 500,000 listeners that went to more than 4,000 concerts and 8 major festivals. I only talked about Romania up to this point because that's where we know the market best. But indie music is a global phenomenon, rising continuously. In 2020, this was an $8 billion industry, but based on past growth, it will surpass $30 billion next year. People love to support self-made, up-and-coming artists, and the numbers show it. Our business plan is to grow the audience and monetize with national youth-oriented brands. In order to grow, we're first discussing with local venues that use music backgrounds that have video displays. It is the easiest point of discovery for our platform for thousands of people. Then, after reaching the individual listeners, we connect with brands to collaborate on original shows, concerts, giveaways, or embedded graphics. We're also exploring the possibilities of subscription-based models in exchange for no advertising interruptions. In the end, we'd really appreciate any help in connecting with the hip venue owners like cafes, restaurants, or fast food joints that already use music to liven up the mood. Then, any introductions with brand marketers targeting younger audiences would be super useful so we can start building a revenue stream. Thank you for your time and enjoy the music.
I've worked with Etico for the past few months. They are a team of smart, ambitious, and very driven entrepreneurs who want to democratize the world of AI and make complex algorithms available to every business. I've seen them grow and refine their product, and I'm keen to see where they take their company in the months and years to come. I'm very proud to introduce you Etico.
Hello, everyone. I hope you all are having as much fun at StepFWD's demo day, just as we are. My name is Alexandru. I am the founder of Etico, and today I will be talking about how we improve revenue and customer experience of e-commerce stores with no-code AI. Well, small and medium-sized stores are facing really big problems today. To name a few, they offer weak product discovery capabilities, data-driven decisions are hard to make, and they don't really have the budget and people to compete with big tech in solving these problems. That's why we built Etico. Our platform offers specialized AI solutions and use cases that greatly improve product discoverability and conversion rates, actionable insights and intelligent reports generated from the store's data environment, and of course, a no-code experience powered by industry giants that can be used by virtually anyone, regardless of their experience and background. To make it even easier, we offer around 81 customizable use cases that span across the digital spectrum of e-commerce improvements. From visual search and hyper-personalized recommendations to forecasting, dynamic pricing, and even chat, all can be installed in days instead of months. We like to think of Etico as the Zapier of AI configuration in the next 3 years, and as the autopilot for e-commerce stores in the next 5. But until then, here's how it works. Stores sign up and sync their data with Etico via dedicated connectors and APIs. They install one or more solutions directly on their existing platform. That was the second step. Then they track, optimize, and scale these solutions according to their needs. Now let's take a closer look at one of these use cases. I'm pretty sure you've heard of visual search because it's everywhere. It's offered by major stores to help customers search for products with images and videos. So you snap a picture of a nice pair of sneakers and the store you like can recommend some pretty awesome products. It also increases sales by an average of 18% and is considered one of the best recommendation tools ever developed. So why doesn't everyone use it? Right. For one thing, without Etico, it requires special talent, development hours, and infrastructure to implement. With Etico, anyone who already knows how to use an e-commerce platform can install and configure it. It takes about 60 days to implement it the old-fashioned way, while with Etico, it only takes about 10 days. Connecting data sources and analytics with custom solutions, again, requires custom development. While with Etico, these connections are seamless and reliable. Last but not least, instead of paying upwards of $30,000 for installation and another $5,000 for monthly operating costs, you can set up Etico for free in no time and pay as you go as your business grows. Okay, well, let's talk about the product. Let's talk about the numbers because we already talked about the product. So we are currently running a pilot in 2 large stores from Austria and Romania. We have a waiting list of more than 150 early adopters for our self-service platform and an upcoming custom integration with a community building platform serving more than 2 million users. We estimate the market to be around 8 billion in 2021 in the US, Europe, and Canada. Our addressable market, on the other hand, is roughly around 50% of the total market. As you can see, our goal is to take 2% of the serviceable market, especially when it comes to plugin and extensions and external agencies, in the next 3 years. So speaking of no-code, the market is projected to total $13.8 billion in 2021 and $45.5 billion by 2025. That's an annual growth. That's a compound annual growth rate of around 25% over the forecasted period. And it's supported in no small part by the ever-increasing demand for developers, which is estimated to reach a deficit of 500,000 in the US alone by 2024. Let's look at our competition for 1 second, right? They're doing pretty good. Let's hear it for Data Robot, Algolia, and Bloomreach while we're at it. They've done an excellent job so far. We have some pretty unfair advantages, though. We excel in terms of speed of delivery and ease of use, and we're also eyeing citizen developers to fill in that demand deficit that we were talking about earlier. Our business model, on the other hand, is quite simple. It's subscription-based in monthly or yearly payments. And in the future, we also want to offer a marketplace of third-party infrastructure, integrations, connectors that act like building blocks for companies to create unique solutions with. On average, our customers will spend around $3,000 per month. Overall, we estimate the opportunity to be $300,000 in the first year and $80 million in the third year. Our team consists of 7 people, including myself. From design to development to marketing and sales, we have come together to create this amazing product. I myself have had the pleasure of building 2 other startups and working with some of the best companies in the industry over the last 12 years of my career. Etico is the pinnacle of that experience. Now our ask is simple, $200,000 to help us implement and refine our platform with our existing customers, to accelerate the delivery of our self-service capabilities to our future customers over the next 12 months, and of course, to help us prepare for our next funding rounds. We're also looking for some more pilots to run. So if you know a cool store that wants to use no-code AI, just give us a call. Finally, I'd like to leave you with a question or a thought. What will the development landscape look like to you in the next 10 years? Thank you very much and have fun.
Thank you everyone for being here with us this evening. I hope you enjoyed the pitches. If you have missed the contact details of the startups, you can find them in the expo area on Hopin. If this event was live, we would have had an award ceremony and present the startups with the awards. But for the online event, we had to settle by packing them and shipping them to the founders. We have the final networking session until 8:15, so please join us on Hopin. And thanks again for being with us. Have a great evening, everyone, and see you next year.